Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the War Room. We got Dez, Kill, Jimmy, PJ, B. Austin, the Hot Block Commander. How you wanna end a 1 or 2 hour show to keep the brain running with the premise to talk sports on a national level? Bold with the topic, sorta like the rebels. When it's game time, they like the Fab Five during prime time. Sports conglomerates speak their minds a little bit. For sports medicine and sports veterans and greats. The 4th and 26th, so the war in Kuwait. It's the War Room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys diversified and educated.
What up, everybody out there? You're once again live in the War Room, brought to you by War Room Sports on the War Room Sports Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts. I'm the boy, Dev McMillan. I'm at the round table with my brother, Jimmy the Blueprint. B. Austin's plan is to join us in hour number 2 tonight, but we're not really sure it's going to be an hour number 2, or at least not much of one. But anyway, you know, we're in week 5 of the sports shutdown due to the novel coronavirus, COVID-19. But there are a few things in sports and some sports-related stuff from this week we want to rap about for a little while. So make sure you keep it locked right here in the War Room. And again, we might not be going the whole 2 tonight or for the foreseeable future. But if you want to get in on the conversation, make sure you sign in right now to the By the Hood chat room. That's on blogtalkradio.com/the War Room, or you can join us on Facebook, Twitter. On Twitter, it's at War Room Sports. We'll also be taking your calls on the Digital Extreme Tech Hotline. That number, as usual, is 323-410-0012. But before we get started, as we always do, just got to remind you that during the week, we're not live on the air. Make sure, and you can take advantage of it now, so if you ever do go back to work, because life might be different, from now on. But if you ever go back to work, you'll know, because you've experimented with a whole lot of things while you were home, you know what you want to do at work. So, you know, you can make us a part of your workday starting now. So you can listen to us when we're not live on the air. You can check out archive episodes of the show and our partner shows on warroomsports.com. You can do that also at iTunes, TuneIn, Spreaker, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just check out the War Room Sports Podcast Network. Check out the War Room, the Broad Street Line, Tissue and the Tape. After further review, we're bound to be there. What up, Jim? You staying safe, my brother?
Yeah, man. You know, just trying to stay out the way, man.
Yeah,
trying to
because you know this is a black virus now, so we got to be extra safe.
Yeah, it flipped. It went from you know, we can't get it to, you know, now it's killing all of us and it's 5G, so watch out. But
right.
Same cat that told us that we couldn't get it is one of the saying it's 5G now. I don't, you know what I mean? So,
I think our arrogance has made it take a turn for the worse. And I ain't talking about science. I'm saying whoever sicked this on the public saw black people acting all arrogant, so they grabbed the leash, turned that dog around, and said, sick him. And now that dog all up in the hood, murking everybody. But it's not a laughing matter, but it is kind of a shame, like the difference, like where we've been in the past 3 weeks. Because 3 weeks ago, like you said, black people was running around like it was a joke, like, oh, we can't get sick, y'all can't name a black case yet. And then you had Rudy, there was excuses for him, well, he not black, he French. And then he passed it on to Donovan Mitchell. It wasn't much to say. Then you had Idris. And it just snowballed and went downhill from there. So now they're reporting that, it's killing black people at a higher rate than anybody else in America. Which, if you're black and you have any modicum of intelligence, you should have known the risk there. Because, through what this country has always been, we already have, lesser health care facilities. Y'all know what it is, and we're known to have some things that make us high risk, some underlying conditions. So, come on, it was just a matter of time, man. It was a matter.
Yeah, it's interesting though. Just like thinking about the fact that the Chinese virus, like someone can, start in
no Trump
in Wuhan. Some people say it's come from eating bats or whatever it may be. However it started. to think that something could start on that part of the world and like end up in like North Korea is absolutely insane.
Yo,
like, that's just
it's scary, man. It's scary, like, because you watch these movies and you be like, nah, come on. One dude came off a boat with a monkey bite.
Jump across the whole ocean, B. Like, the whole ocean. Yo. That's absolutely insane.
It's definitely insane how this stuff works. Even with the whole, quote-unquote, flatten the curve and stay in the house and all of that, I'm sitting here like, well, do viruses, like, blow by like a hurricane? Because, like, what happened when we come back out of the house and these people, like, will this happen all over again? Like, we come out of the house and somebody got it and then it just spreads as fast as it did the first time. So, like, that's the kind of stuff you sit around and think about. Like, is this even going to work in the long run? I'm not willing to find out the hard way, but like a lot of other people who refuse to go in the house, you know, I'm going to listen. But at the same time, you are a little skeptical. Like, okay, once we come back out, if somebody got it and they go into a large gathering and then it's on again. Like, it's scary.
Yeah, man. It's absolutely insane, man. Like, and I just don't know if like life will ever be the same again. I know it sounds like real cliche and drawn, but
it does.
You know,
it does. I mean, and I guess people then will remind us like, well, you know, we've had epidemics before. I don't know if we been a part of a pandemic before though. Like, stuff came from other places, but it didn't.
Not in our lifetime.
Yeah, like, I mean, because we had H1N1, you know, bird flu, swine flu, all of that stuff. But I don't remember anything ever being taken this seriously. I mean, I went on a cruise, for God's sake, when they had one of those bird or swine or pig or something.
So, listen.
I went on a cruise. They just changed my itinerary. Like, all right, we're not going to Mexico. Cool. Let's go.
Yo.
Now I wouldn't step foot in a cruise port.
This is the first time where it's come this close to me where not only do I know people that have personally had it, people that have passed from it, but it's like friends of friends are dropping like flies. It's just like, you know, people's family. Like sometimes, like a lot of people that I don't know personally, but like friends of mine who have family that have been affected. So this is the first time where it's like it's affected my circle, where I could actually see it. I could see some of this. I don't know anybody who had H1N1. I don't even know anybody in my circle like, who's had family who had H1N1. Like,
that's the thing, though. Like, I don't even remember those things as clearly as this because it never got that close. We never had to think about it. We never had to worry about it. This is the question I have.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, my bad. What I was saying, I was having a conversation with someone about the fact that as Americans, like America is the greatest does the greatest marketing period, right? So as Americans, we're so arrogant that a lot of times we talk about things like, you know, some of those diseases or epidemics or things that have, you know, that you talked about, H1N1. You don't even look at those as like, you know, it's like that's something that someone else gets. It doesn't affect us. Like, yo, we're so arrogant, and it's just the way our view of the world is like so crazy. And I recognize that even someone who, you know, I consider myself to be somewhat quote unquote woke or conscious, whatever it may be, I still fall victim to the brainwashing that this country does on its citizens. Where we feel like, you know, everything here is one way, and outside of U.S., everybody else is just like, you know, absolutely living a worse existence.
Two seasons ago, the Philadelphia Eagles won the world championship, but it didn't play anybody outside of America.
Nobody outside of the world.
But that's how we do in America. We world champs. But listen, you think there's anything to this? Because when they politicize things and the left and the right get to fighting, they're going to look at stuff and be like, well, H1N1 didn't affect us like this because we were prepared for it and we acted quicker. Like, do you really think that it's something to that? Or like, because everybody talks about President Trump's response to this. And sometimes I sit back, I'm like, you know, all of that makes sense, but I don't know enough about science to know if there's really something to that. Like, is this just them politicizing it, or could he have really done something earlier to stop the spread? So I'm like, was H1N1 and all those things we named earlier, was it preparedness that made it to the point where we weren't affected by it? or was it just not this bad? Like, I don't know the difference right now.
I think it's probably a combination. It's probably a little bit of truth in that. I'm not one to sit here and blame the quote unquote boogeyman, but his response was drawn because
it
like
was trash.
He
called it a hoax. He called it a Democratic
sort
hoax.
of like some of the stuff I be talking to people that some of our fans, and I talk to Fred about all the time. Like, yo, with these just matter of fact, this is what it is. And like, yo, you have to be open to anything, right? And so it's how you respond to things. And, I'm just relating it back to what we do when people say, "Oh, they'll absolutely lose this. There's no way they could." Like, you just don't know. I mean, life is more nuanced.
In sports and life, I don't know how people haven't learned their lesson about speaking so adamantly. Like, I am so afraid to speak like that because I'm afraid to look dumb when it doesn't happen. So I'm like, I'm not going to be that dude that's getting dragged because, I like it, what we do, we have to make predictions sometimes. But we never more than jokingly say stuff like, book it. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's always
no way, no how.
They speak in complete absolutes, and I'll ask because some of the people that do that are the same people that told me it's absolutely no way that Trump will become president. Like, y'all the same cat, so y'all gotta chill. Like, anything is like KG taught y'all, man. Related back to sports. KG taught y'all, man. Anything is possible, man.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, man. So like, it's just crazy. But his response, and it's funny how like they played it back. Like, his response the whole time was just drawing. But that's who he is, though. So, but I also feel like it's hard to. I don't want to say that society has gotten dumber or whatever, but I feel like over time these things get more complex. Like, these viruses and things become more complex. So, which only makes you think about the future. You see how this shut everything down.
That though, Jim. Like, I don't always want to sound like the old guy, get off my lawn guy, but I think as we get smarter, we get dumber because as intelligence becomes so artificial, I think we all get lazy in our actual thinking because we have so many things to think for us now. And I'm not just putting that on other people who we feel are dumber than us or don't have common sense. I can see it in my everyday life. Like, even at home, like, I rely on robots so much at this point. Like, Skynet has me. So I'm 100% sure that I get a little bit dumber every day because I rely so much on artificial intelligence.
I don't necessarily think that we're dumber, right? So I have a different perspective. I kind of agree with what you're saying, but
at least we're lazier. Something.
I think we become more arrogant. I think that when we move so far one way that we're so arrogant. Like, we look at something that happened in 1918, 1919 and be like, man, that'll never happen. You know what I mean? Like, we get arrogant more so.
And now we're sitting in the house. Now we're sitting in the house chilling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think it's a matter of arrogance because, I mean, the fact is, like, not to even be joking, but the algorithms, the algo on YouTube, when they sent me that video a couple weeks ago of Bill Gates, he was basically preaching and saying, yo, this is going to happen. Like,
right.
But
he's the enemy right now. For all the conspiracy theories, he's the enemy.
Yeah.
I mean, because
he was trying to
because he was telling us how arrogant we're acting, now everybody think, he had a hand in unleashing this onto the public. Now he's just telling y'all. Like, this stuff happens.
And the other crazy part is that it's definite arrogance. But, I was reading the story about W, as I call him, Shrub, because you have the first one who's Bush and the son is Shrub. So I was reading an article about Shrub and about how he was reading a book about, I think, the 1918 pandemic or what have you. And that's when he started investing money into this whole pandemic response, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. And he became an enemy to people because it was like it's wasteful spending by the government because, you're preparing for things that, and so the thing is, you're
like an insurance policy
that may or may not happen.
Yeah, like it may or may not happen. In case shout out to Chris Rock.
So I get that, but sometimes the world, has a way of humbling you. Put it that way.
So, yeah, and I don't disagree with you, but I would still make the argument that our arrogance makes us a little bit dumber. Maybe not in what we actually know, but in the decisions that we make. We make dumb decisions because we're so arrogant. But
I mean,
yeah. We gonna
I think the average person has more knowledge now than it's ever had because of access to information. But I think
too much
that
information right at your fingertips.
We're also
There's a lot of people
arrogant.
who refuse to use it, but
yeah, I think we've become like we have so much information that it just leads to this arrogance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like it leads to arrogance. Like I'm having a video chat. What I care about a virus when I can sit here and grab our phone and have a video chat. Like I don't know, man. It's just interesting. But that's why I say that things will never be the same because, for one, I think a lot of people are learning a lot about themselves in terms of going through this. That's like mentally, spiritually, financially, emotionally. Like you learn a lot about having to go through something like this. You know what I mean? You also see how some people are even more arrogant than others. People that refuse to stay.
I ain't gonna have no friends after this, yo. Especially neighbors. Like. Yo, my block is lit. Like, like everybody's outside, everybody's, talking to it. Like a regular spring day would be. Everybody's walking the path, everybody's together. It's not like, individual families are doing this. Families are still walking with other families, talking with other families. People got their hoops out, people are doing that stuff. And I refuse to go out. And people keep asking us, the little times where we've let our kids out in the driveway for some fresh air. And then neighbors see, and then their kids come out, and then we make an excuse and go in the house. People ain't gonna like us because we're trying to do the right thing. Like it's not personal; it don't have nothing to do with y'all. But I'm trying to be able to do this later. So let's sacrifice a little bit now so we can do this later. But people see that sunshine and be like, man, whatever. But let's get into the hot topics, which we're gonna stay on the same topic, but we're gonna get into the nuances of some things, and we'll take some calls. And of course, hot topics are brought to you by MyBookie. Still no sports, but y'all can still prepare now. So get your MyBookie account up and running, so when the games start back up, y'all can lay down some cash on the biggest games in sports. Just go to mybookie.ag if you guys are tired of getting the runaround when it's time to collect on your bets. Man, when there's something to bet on, that's why we're urging you to try MyBookie. You win, they pay out fast with no hassle. You're wasting your time sports betting anywhere else. They might be up and running this weekend because the NBA is doing a horse competition on Sunday on ESPN. So, it might be something that you can bet on. If you're that degenerate of a bettor and you need something, I'm pretty sure they'll be taking bets on the horse competition. But they even have in-game live betting, so you can place wagers after the game starts. So after Chris Paul misses his first couple shots, y'all can change that bet up. So join now, and MyBookie will match 50% of your first deposit up to $1,000. Use the promo code WARROOM, all caps, to activate this offer. Visit mybookie.ag today. Play, win, and get paid. That's all there is to it. So we will take phone calls in a couple minutes, but just to stick with this, this whole situation, we've been seeing photos and news stories about what should I call the metropolitan areas, quote unquote urban areas, the hood where we come from. There have been photos and stories about people refusing to not go to basketball courts. There have been photos of full basketball courts just look like a regular spring day on the hoop court, crowds around the sideline watching the game, probably waiting to get next, whatever's going on. You've seen this in New York. You've seen this in Philadelphia. I'm pretty sure it's happening in a whole lot of other places. In my little small town of like 50,000 people, they got the Nextdoor apps and the Neighbor apps and the Citizen apps where all the snitches be. People on there talking like, yo, there's kids at Tasker basketball courts. Are they supposed to be there? So we know ball is life. We grew up on that mantra, and we still live by it today, even though we can't play like we used to. But should ball be life or death right now? Like, what's up with these people, Joe? I know you've seen the photos from the different cities, especially Philly.
Yeah, but I saw one in Philly, man. That
why can't people go in the house, dog?
It upset me for a lot of reasons. Like, for one, they were supposed to have taken the rims down. Now they did get a majority of the city, but there were some courts that weren't hit. So
they
cats congregated. But they got them now. That very next day they was down. But the cops were actually at that game, sitting around watching. That's what I saw the
cop SUV across on the other side of the fence.
Yeah, so they were sitting there. And again, it's like some people out there with masks on. Like, dog, if you feel like you got to wear a mask, you know you probably shouldn't be there to begin with.
Why are you here?
So that pissed me off. Also, what pissed me off is also the way it's covered too, right? So not to get on my box, but at the same time, the same day that happened in South Philly, there were a bunch of people who were lined up to get water ice, right? So the one headline read people not taking this serious, playing basketball, and the other one, the other literal headline right next to it said, people going out for to enjoy a nice day and get water ice during the pandemic. I'm like, hold up,
right?
They're crowded too. Why is it? Anyway,
I feel that because I saw somebody else they had a bunch of white dudes standing in a little, when you can fish with the big rubber boots on, you can stand up in the water. It was a bunch of dudes congregated, and who knows if it's a recent picture. People are gonna find stuff to compare. Even if you were 100% sure that it's recent, me. Like, the comparison's cool. It's just like, I don't look for those answers anymore. I know where I live.
I don't.
This is America.
Yeah.
I know where I live, so I know how they're going to do it. So
it was just shocking to me because this was current because they actually had in the headline. The headline said, people seeking water ice on this warm day during the pandemic. I'm like, yo.
But it no longer shocks me, though. I'm like, I've been done looking for them answers. Like, I know where we are. I know how they're going to report things differently. My thing is, I know. Both of them are stupid. But hey, if we're going to care about our people, I need to get y'all ass on.
No, absolutely. No, they're both assholes. I get that. But what I'm saying is a lot of what bothers me isn't the people that write it because, again, when you don't control your media, this is what you deal with. But what bothers me is how our people fit into how people fall for those things. They fall for the banana in the tailpipe, as Axel Foley would say.
Right.
Because you see them doing the same thing, just like trashing one and saying the other, oh, well, I'm like, that's the problem. And the reason they do it is because they know that a lot of us fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Now, they're both wrong. They're both going to die because they're idiots considering what's going on. And the fact of the matter is it's going to affect us probably more because, again, it comes down to resources, which, a lot of people have less of in those environments and those urban environments. It's just sad, though, because the thing about going through this, and, we was having a conversation earlier, is you recognize how, like, with schools being closed and some of these religious institutions, that some of these kids really have nowhere to be, right? I was literally reading on one of the threads, like, where somebody was at the basketball court and people was coming at his neck, like, yo, is that you there? And they tagged him, like, on one of the blog sites. Right, so he responded, but the boy responded, and he was like, it's easy to tell me to go home, but he said you don't live in a 2-bedroom house with 12 people. I was like, damn.
Like, home is crowded. It's less social distancing in the crib than it is at this basketball
Yeah, he was like, it's easy for you to sit around and judge what I got going on, but then he started like naming all this. He started going through his all that I got is you bars on IG, and I was like, yeah, man, it's kind of. Yeah, it's kind of sad out here, dog.
I mean, like I said, we know, man. Ball is definitely life. I used to give up some stuff that the average teenager wouldn't pass on to be at the basketball courts. Like, it is what it is. And even now, like I said, like, people on my block got their hoops out. I've been thinking about it. I'm like, yo, should I pull this hoop out? I want to do it, but I don't want to draw people. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if I can do it and me and my son can shoot around and all that kind of stuff. Like, because people, they might think it's innocent, but y'all both shooting the same basketball. You touching that ball, you get some sweat on your face, you touch your face. Like, just stuff could go awry. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I don't want my neighbors to take anything personal. Like, I think they got the cooties. It's not even that. Like, this is me not being selfish. I don't know if I have it or not. So, I'm not going to come around y'all, put your kids in danger. So, it's crazy. It is what it is. But, yeah, people, You're looking at these crowded basketball courts. People lined up for water ice a couple of weeks ago. The beach looked like any average summer day. It's just a lot of people not taking it seriously, and it's just really selfish. Like, I've actually, heard people, tell me that they have young people saying to them, like, well, I'm young and healthy, so I don't have anything to worry about. Not thinking, you be bringing this home to your mom, your dad, your grandma, whoever. But it's a lot of people.
A lot of them don't even care.
Think for self, yeah.
Like, yo, I told you a couple weeks ago, it was like,
hey, I might get that insurance.
A couple weeks ago or last week, yo, I lost track of time and days and everything, man. Like, if you don't remind me that we do a show, I'll forget. But the John was training with all the millennials. They were calling it the boomer remover. They was like, man, we don't care about this boomer remover.
Yeah.
We outside.
I mean, they all stand, if they in that kind of family that's leaving something, they all stand to get paid off of this insurance policy, inheritances. So they probably don't care. It ain't gonna be nothing in it for me if my elders go. So protect them with everything I got. So. But nah, let's go to the phone. We got the homie Tobias waiting on the line. Tobias, what's going on, good brother? Roll damn tide.
Roll damn tide, gentlemen. First thing first, where the hell's B. Austin? Ain't nobody going to work and he's still doing load management?
Yeah, he's old management. Yeah.
God.
He's old management. Yeah. Tobias been trying to get quarantined. He's trying to get quarantined down in Scottsdale. I know why.
Hey, yeah. I'm already looking at condos. I cannot wait till this market tanks because, hey, I'm sorry, but, hey, everybody's in a rough patch. But by this time next year, that market's going to tank, and I'll get that nice condo in Scottsdale. And shout out Brother Umar. I'm going to unmarry that white woman. I don't know what the hell that means. But, but you guys talked about this, right? And I heard you guys earlier. A lot of this is biased when they talking about this, right? No one said a word about Trump cutting the funding for the CDC for predicted epidemics. Even George Bush was like, we got to prepare for it. And but Obama said the same thing. You notice they bring him up because people like him. You could tell people that Joe Biden did all this. Well, that was 26 years ago, but I'm like, it's still going on today. He had every opportunity to change his mind. And he made racist comments about your Lord and Savior Obama. But they overlooked that because they hate the other guy. But being that y'all know I was ex-military Air Force. We train for stuff like this before we deploy in a periodic on our basis. The main thing is containment. You have to stay your ass at home for a little bit. Let's go into the store. And these people are getting mad now because, the cops are giving us tickets, but they told you to stay at home.
Shout out to Instacart. I don't even go to the store no more.
Yeah, and sometimes I understand. I hop in the car to get some fresh air, just get out of the house a little bit. But you got to contain it. But people have to take this stuff seriously. And the sooner that you take this seriously, that the sooner you get your sports back and all that. Because I'm going to be honest with you guys. You mess around, let college football be canceled in the South. You need trouble proving races. See how that looks like. Telling you right now, these folks ain't playing.
Well, speaking of sports, man, I want to ask both of y'all, Jimmy and Tobias, what do y'all think of this NBA horse competition that's going to be on ESPN, I believe, this Sunday? They got people like Chris Paul, Trae Young, Zach LaVine, a couple of WNBA All-Stars, including Hall of Famer Tamika Catchings. I think it's happening from 7 to 9 p.m. on ESPN. Y'all watching? Personally, I'm
playing Metal Gear.
I'm not starved. It's funny because I'm saying this on a sports program. I'm not really starving for sports that bad. Now, I've mentioned it to my son, and he says he wants to watch. So if he wants to watch, I'll watch it. But if I don't remind him, he's going to forget anyway. So, that is what it is as well. But I'm not pressed.
I ain't watching.
Especially for something like horse. Like, all right, Trae Young will win, and that's it.
You said it, come on.
Jim, speaking absolute, there's no way Trae Young ain't going to win, so what are we going to watch for?
You said,
because
book it. You said it's on Sunday, come on?
I believe, Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m.
Oh,
They're not even in the same court.
Saturday, I'm be watching Primo and the RZA, so I don't care about hoops. But
Sunday at 7, my household, we watch America's Funniest Home Videos, and I think that might be better than this.
Get this, fellas. Got some good news. I don't know if y'all saw it. Hope I beat y'all to the punch. It is a joyous day for Chicago Bulls fans. We have a new front office.
Oh, they hired it?
I cannot pronounce this dude's name. I am all about black folks getting a job, but damn that. We hadn't had for so long. I'm taking the white guy who built the Denver Nuggets. Who built his current Denver Nuggets. Screw race right now. I'm tired of this crap, man. I'm sorry. But even they brought a good point, though. He was like,
I'm looking, Bulls hire Arturas Karnasovis as new head of basketball operations. Good. Whatever I can't even repeat what I just said because I clicked off of it. I forgot what I just said.
He said something about Arturo Gotti.
Yeah, he is not Gotti. But what happened is, I tell you this, I think they will keep their front office to All-Star Weekend when the fans went on a full-blown rebellion on every TV show chanting fire guard packs around the whole world. And then you got Markin and Levine saying they want to leave, let you get rid of these people. And I don't think Markin is all that. Anyway, but hey, you got these guys saying they want to bounce. You had to do something. And this guy built the Nuggets, and they're a good team. They won't win the title, but at least they're in the playoffs and they're competitive every year. And that's all you can ask for as a fan. As long as you're in the playoffs, you're competitive. And look at the Nuggets; man, they're young.
These days, all you can ask for as a fan is that we get basketball back if we ever play it.
Bingo.
Right.
Yeah, and you know what, Jim? Like people, Nuggets ain't winning the chip. LeBron's in year 17, about to be 18. James Harden will not pass. Russell West. They're not. That team's not that far off because LeBron, and that's why I hope they play because he doesn't have many years left. And this is probably as good a shot he has to win one more chip. And I kind of want to come back for that. And I think it may be good they come back later, that they start on Christmas every year. I think that would be a good look for them also. What do you guys think?
I'm a hoop head.
Is the season going to be shorter or you still going to try to cram in 82 games?
I think when they start, if they start on Christmas from now on, it'll be 82. It'll just end later in the summer when nobody's talking regular season baseball anyway.
I was about to say because if they try to start then and cram it all in, then we're gonna be right back to square one where they were complaining about back-to-backs and remember the strike shortened season was 50 game. They had some back-to-backs.
Yeah. Kawhi
the players weren't really complaining back then, but Kawhi ain't doing
I don't know, man.
It's
funny though because when things like this happen, and I know that sounds crazy because things like this don't happen, but when you go through something like this, it makes you realize just how much and again, we're sports fanatics. It's the reason we have War Room Sports, but it kind of puts things in perspective. It's sort of like, yo, I don't even care that much because
this shit ain't important.
You gotta risk your life to go when you gotta risk your life to go get groceries. It's like I don't know. I care about but at the end of the day though, you do need a distraction from some of the craziness. But I just to keep watching Black Ink New York, but that's either here nor there.
Yeah,
and Carly Rae's lips.
But at some point though, right? How they gonna even shoot reality shows? We ain't gonna have that at some point.
They're not. Dude, I don't even know if you noticed on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta because they shoot the show and edit it, but when they do their little diary sessions, that's fairly recent. That they're basically watching it and talking about the scenes that they've just been shown. If you look at Love and Hip Hop, I was just watching today and I noticed people are doing their diary sessions in their own house on webcams. I'm like, why the picture look like this? And then they put a notice up you might have noticed the blah blah blah. I'm like, okay. I'm like, we in trouble.
My thing is, how you notice anything outside of Carly Rae's lips when you watch Love and Hip Hop? They take up the whole screen these days.
That lips get on my nerves, man.
But I'm just saying, in general though, it's just crazy because it's going to get to the point where this thing that's going on now is already affected all of our sports. like Tobias said, if it starts affecting college sports starting in the South, there's going to be a lot of guns coming out. But it's going to trickle down and affect our reality TV shows, all of our ratchet TV shows. Everything is being affected by it. Yo, Des, think about this real quick. Think about like when you watch reality TV shows, how all of them got businesses, right?
Right.
You think any like OLG
different ones every season, so none of them last. But yeah.
What's the joint that Nene got? Whatever her shop is, like. Yo,
I'm getting them mixed up. Is she pressed, or is that something from, or is that Kirk and them?
Yo,
but I know she got something.
Kirk and them got something too. One chick got the wine joint. It's like, yo,
that's Cynthia
everybody's
Bailey.
getting ready to, everybody's going to feel this, and it's like it's going to trickle down from our sports to like our regular reality TV. Then you talk about the dramatic series. How are they filming those?
And the reality series, Jim, especially the ratchet ones that we watch, they all revolve around putting these people at gatherings and hoping they fight.
To fight.
So it ain't gonna be no physical contact. So yeah, you can't have
even movie industry.
You can't have love and hip hop from your webcam.
What's this gonna do for the Marvel timeline, dog? Like, what about all the new
You ain't lying.
Yeah,
because I was waiting for them to kill off.
I just hope they had a lot of good movies and good TV shows in the can already. Because right there, like y'all said, it's going to be no production going on because you just can't be around.
Yeah, I'm never going to the movie theater again. But I'm just saying, still, I'll wait for it to come on Disney Plus or something like. But
they're going to have to make more I Am Legends and Castaway, and even those movies. There's still 60 people during the scene. Around the one dude that they're filming. Like,
yeah, you know what? The thing is that like
life is over.
What's hurting these sports leagues also is that I don't think so with the NFL, college football. They like screw social media anyway. But the NBA, they gonna be the first ones out there dipping their toe in the water, and it's like people be like, oh, they did this wrong, they did that wrong. My thing is, if you're gonna get out there, just do it. And ask for forgiveness later, if you're gonna run it back like that. But you have to just see. But the problem is also when it comes to this funding, you got people losing their jobs. Also, so many unemployed or having their hours cut. So that affects it also. So if you talk about having fans in, okay, what's the big deal with fans? If 16 million filed unemployment, a lot of folks can't afford to go to the game anyway. Maybe you're gonna have to go ahead.
But this is why I do a lot of talks about capitalism, economy, and economics, because if we really want to get down to the nitty gritty, all sports is from the business standpoint is a way to gather people to sell products. Like, it's really about getting people in one big place to sell beer to them. That's what it really all boils down to.
Overpriced beer.
So if you can't fill those stadiums with people, then they don't care about it's not about the competition. And granted, you have TV contracts, so you're still in front of people, but that's also to sell them products via commercials. All the sports is a way to gather people together to sell products. That's all it really is. So a lot of times when you look at and I remember looking at something a couple of years ago, and they were talking about Jerry Jones and how much money he makes on a Sunday just through concessions. And I don't even know what the exact number was, but it was something like that was just like unbelievable. And it was like one of the reasons he has that huge, stadium.
He earned it though.
Outside.
He earned it. I swear to goodness, one of the best burgers I ever had in my life was from that stadium. I don't be wanting to admit that kind of stuff. Yo, Jim, they were selling Kobe beef burgers in the. How y'all selling Kobe burgers at a football game? Y'all fancy?
Yo,
yeah, that's different.
Think about how much money. Let's say the average person spends $20-$30, and he's packing in 80,000 people to do that. Like, it's so much lost revenue, right? Which also leads to lost jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this though.
Because somebody got to clean up all that trash that people throw on the floor.
Robert Kraft, where he likes to hang out in his leisure time, that whole industry is probably done, right? So, they didn't.
It's all about touching.
The gold. What happened to the Gold Club?
It's all about the opposite of social distancing. So, life is trash right now, man.
Thank you.
I mean, let me ask both you guys a question.
Thankfully, from a digital perspective, Shout out to
who's that?
OnlyFans. Shout out to OnlyFans for giving one lady a way to make college money. Yes, sir.
Yo, shout out to OnlyFans and Snapchat Premium. Not that I know anything about any of those, but listen though.
Nothing.
Let me ask you guys a
Tobias
question.
he just load managed for a half an hour.
Let me ask all three of y'all a question. Now, I know B. Austin's answer might be different because B. Austin is one of them arrogant dudes that still wasn't taking it serious, but
that's why he late, because he was outside. He outside.
No, but listen, though, real quick. Let me ask all three of y'all. How long will it take for you to feel comfortable going to a sporting event after, once it's all said and done?
Oh, I'm done.
Easy for me.
Well, let's qualify that. Are you talking about a professional sporting event?
Yes. I'm not talking about your kid's soccer game. I'm talking about
you gotta go to the soccer game. Come on now, I gotta go to the soccer.
I'm there 24 hours after the ending. Yo, there's a part of me, and I know that it's hubris, as was brought up and pointed out my character, but y'all know I think I'm invincible anyway. So I just I don't really believe the virus
came from outside.
The virus can get in me, but I'll get right back in the virus. So please, this is only my thoughts. It does not represent the thoughts of anybody else on this program, but yeah, I got an invincibility complex, man. Yeah, I
how about you, Tobias?
I already got my answer. I got
I'm
two
just
answers.
a band.
I got two answers for y'all. Labor Day weekend in Dallas for Alabama USC, and first week in November, Baton Rouge, Alabama LSU. I'm going. But they said it's no way. I'm there.
See, but the thing is, and this is, for me, the thing is, even football games are better at home anyway. And this is coming from somebody who's been to at
college
least 60% of the stadiums in the NFL, maybe 40% of the stadiums in baseball. But I did that. For me, as many games as I've been to, that's more so like bucket list type of thing, trying to make it to every arena, every stadium. It's not that I think doing this is better than me sitting in the crib, because sports broadcasts are so futuristic at this point. Going to a game is kind of primitive to me at this point.
You know what though? But here's the thing:
it's primitive to me.
College football, the college football
Jimmy,
experience is different.
We go to football games and we come home from the game and we watch even a highlight, or you just look at the stats.
You be like, yo, that happened? I ain't see none of that.
I didn't know that happened. I had no clue dude had 200 yards today. You don't.
On TV, a cat looks like a cat can be balling at the actual game. He didn't do shit.
Hey,
you know what though? Especially if you're sitting at one side of the stadium. If you're sitting in the end zone, you can't even tell a yard from 6 yards on a rushing play.
Well, that's your problem getting that crap seat, Dev. That's your problem.
Well, first off, you watching
I don't do
half the game on the Jumbotron. You ain't really watching. You watching on TV anyway. But
I'm always close.
Real quick though, I'm gonna tell y'all this though, man. Salute to y'all, because y'all do got a lot of hubris that's flying around. Because for me, it's gonna be like 2023. I need a couple years of data to show me that this virus stops spreading before I go to any
cure. If they get some Tamiflu, some Tamacovid.
Are you cutting?
Cool.
Are you cutting
out?
I
can take my Tamacovid, and I can be good.
Are you cutting out the shaky butt too until 2023?
Yeah, listen, man,
wow.
It
ain't worth it, B.
It ain't worth it, man. I get on OnlyFans and I rub one out and I'm safe.
Hey, you know what though?
These are jokes, by the way, people.
I got a segue for that.
Hey, I do too. I got a segue for that one. I got a funny topic for you guys.
No, this is kind of funny though.
Go ahead, Dave. I'm sorry.
Tobias, because we kind of just talked about this, because I'm new to the show Black Mirror, so I'm kind of binge watching it now. The last episode I watched of Black Mirror was the joint called Shut Up and Dance, where they were, remember, Jim, the one about the kid, they caught him whacking off on his webcam, and they threatened to send it to all his friends. Why I get an email like that today, man? Why somebody? Yo, the email was crazy. I'm gonna screenshot it and send it to y'all later. But basically,
one of them
somebody said
one of them joints they try to fish you for some bread. Send me $1 million in Bitcoin.
They try to fish me for $1,900. The thing is, they started off saying, "Hi, your password is this. Your password is this," and they did have like a password that I used to use on a lot of stuff way before password parameters had to be. So it started off like that. Then they said, we put some malware on your computer and we put it on the porn site. And when you visited the site, we did a split screen, the stuff that you were looking at and your webcam. So we saw what you were doing and blah, blah, blah. And we'll send it to your whole list if you don't give me $1,900.
Look, Dan, I've actually gotten that several times. And what it is just like when they go to those companies.
On them Jones heavy, huh?
No, when the company,
I don't even watch.
When the company gets breached,
when the company
gets breached or whatever, and they have one of your older passwords, that's how they get money because they get so many people with that nonsense. But
because it scares them, like, oh snap, that's my password.
Yo,
I'm single, so I don't care.
I don't even use that password. I don't even use that password no more. For one, and for two,
so that's the thing. They can fish you, and if your life fits the description of what they did, then they can get lucky if you get scared. But I don't watch. The only porn I watch is the stuff House send me every day on.
I was about to say,
that's the only porn I watch is with House send every day on Facebook Messenger. I don't go to the porn site.
My lifestyle.
The only person in my house do that is my son.
My lifestyle may or may not fit what they describe, but they still ain't getting $1,900.
Jimmy ain't hear that, but he already know.
My lifestyle
the only person in my house go to porn sites is my son.
But they ain't getting $1,900. Like, yo, you gotta release that footage, dog. Release that footage.
It's funny.
I replied.
We go by.
My reply was EAD and a bunch of laughy emojis.
I'd have been like,
first off,
Dev, and that to my wife.
Yo, in the future, Dev, don't even reply to that shit because sometimes you reply, that can fuck you up. That's it. Oh, excuse me.
I actually thought about that. I'm like, if I reply, they might be getting some kind of information that they were looking for. But I just had to laugh.
You're not even supposed to reply to them, John. You're supposed to just erase that. Don't even reply to them, John.
You know, that's one good thing about like with the sports people. It's like I've been posting in the group chat like Bill Simmons, those guys been doing redrafts and past drafts in '96, and I think it's kind of fun when they look at that stuff.
Yeah, I think it's disrespectful.
Like, hey, yeah, but when they got to 2000, I'm like, damn, they ain't no players. Or like 97, 98, like after like pick 6, look at the NBA draft, you're like, damn, ain't no players, man.
2000 to 2002, that was around the time where the high school, straight from high school thing was at its peak, and the drafts were terrible. Like, people were coveting like Eddie Curry and Tyson Chandler.
Raw talent.
Tyson Chandler became a decent
talent.
player, but not to be that high of a
draft
pick.
They drafted Felipe Lopez for a while.
Yeah. The Bulls traded Elton Brand, who won Rookie of the Year, to take Marcus Fizer and the rights to get Tyson Chandler, and they had Eddie Curry. I'm like, okay, you got a short tweener.
Marcus Fizer was like a fake Carlos Boozer.
Shout out to them other dudes,
fake
but Marcus
Fizer
was definitely not. He was definitely not better than me. He just talked. Marcus Fizer.
Tobias, you got anything else before we get out of here? By the way, everybody's bored because even Neil in the chat room, she clowning us. She said the War Room needs to put together a recording of all the times Jimmy says that's neither here nor there, and when Tobias says here's the thing. Listen, and when Tobias says, here's the thing, or I know y'all got to run.
Listen, man. It's
man.
Scotty said Dev's word used to be egregious. But you know what? That was PJ. So that shows you, still shout out to Skyview, because that shows you how long he's been rocking with us. Because that was PJ.
It's got to be here nor there, or may or may not, because I just can't commit to nothing. So
I'll say, let's be honest, but I'll say this before I run, pun intended. First to KC Mack. I know Flus is kicking off in September. Go Alabama football. If I die, I die. Watch him yelling, "Roll down, Tide." And also, I thought you said the title of that show, "Shut Up and Dance," was a kind of black people, the Democratic Party, and Joe Biden. Hey, you have a great day, guys.
All right. Yo, that's so ironic though, Jim, because that was the very last episode I watched. But I'm gonna throw that in our TV group. Everybody gonna get a laugh off of that. I thought about what you said though. I was like, I shouldn't reply because they probably getting some extra information that whatever. But I got it.
Yeah, I just know that from. I mean, I don't know like what they can and cannot do. But I know like when I talk to the IT people, you know what I'm saying, that work in my office, they always tell me like, yo, when you get them phishing John, don't even reply to them because. Now again,
my reply probably spreading malware all over my computer.
Yeah, it depends upon how advanced the person on the other side of that is. Like Yeah. But
that's funny.
I've gotten them Jones several times.
Earlier this morning, I got an email said I won $1 million. I ain't answered that one.
Yo, first off, are these can't be coming to your Gmail because the Gmail Jones go to the
No. You know, I still got I still got my first email ever, my Hotmail from '98.
Yeah, see, that's your problem. That's your problem right there, dog.
I got too many bills, man. Yo,
Gmail,
let everything through.
Nah, man. Damn, bro. You got Anyway, man. But yeah, man. Quarantine life, man, is crazy.
It's
All I'm saying, B. Austin, is there's different ways now. Even the shaky butts got to get cut off, dog.
Yo.
I'm taking this thing ultra serious.
Y'all MFers better come to my funeral. I ain't saying I'm dying.
No, can it be on IG Live?
The irony would be if B. Austin died of COVID. He talked all this shit, and now we got to come down and risk our lives to go to his funeral. So
I know.
stay healthy, be invincible, because we're not trying to do that.
It's illegal to have funerals right now, cuz.
Because according to some people, they like spraying Jewish people with the hoses for going to funerals.
Come on, man.
As Jimmy would say, that's neither here nor there.
It's neither here nor there.
Quote of the week, man, and this dude was the topic of the show last week. My man said, to get replaced by Tom Brady in a city you love so much, I guess that's kudos to me. Quote Jameis Winston. I have no clue what the hell that means. Jameis is the king. This is what I have noticed of him over the last few years. Jameis is the king of glass half full. Like he always can spin a negative situation into a positive. Jameis always had those kind of quotes. I mean, Jameis is the person who said, yo, I'm balling. If I stop throwing interceptions, Jameis be kicking that knowledge, man. So he said, but I think he was trying to take a little bit of a shot with this one, with the in a city you love so much. He was trying to take a shot at them. No, you know, he was taking a shot saying, I'm being positive. And it's cool that, you know, they had to get the GOAT to replace me in a city you love so much. You know what I mean? It was a little shot taken there. But, yo, Jameis is the king of glass half full, and I love it.
Yo, at least Jameis is out here talking and not writing in hieroglyphics on his Instagram page. But that's either here nor there.
And putting workout videos where you actually do 4 reps. We're putting out workout videos where you talk about all you do is work, but in the whole video, you've only done 4 reps of the little pull-up thing you were doing. Yo, I was counting, dog. Cam Newton pulled that rope 4 times. Most of the time, he just walked around trying to look cool and say, all I do is work. Dude, this whole video, you did 4 pull-ups. Go, get to work. Yo. Get off the camera and get to work.
Yo, and he wrote it in hieroglyphics, too. All right, all I do is work.
So then you had to decipher what the hell he was saying. Like, all right, so stat of the week, and Jimmy brought this to me earlier this week. Crazy. Y'all man Barry Bonds back in the 2002 season, he never had more than 6 consecutive plate appearances without reaching base safely. That's your baseball head. You know that.
I don't even know baseball, and that's
ridiculous. That's ridiculous. I mean, think about it, B. This is what I always tell young players. I have to tell my son. I have to tell a lot of his teammates because at this age, all they really want to do is hit. You know what I'm saying? And the coaches work on the other stuff more. So when it's time to grab your helmet and your bat, everybody's hyped. So when they
I'm damn near 40, and all I want to do is hit. But that's neither here nor there, though.
True that. But so when they go to the plate and they strike out or they don't get on base, everybody's headed down. Everybody's sad. So you always have to explain to them, like, look, I know y'all don't watch a lot of baseball yet, but name your favorite baseball player. They name somebody famous. And you got to tell them, like, look, if he makes it on base 3 times out of 10 at bats, he's considered an all-star. You know what I'm saying? An all-pro, one of the best in the game. He's a $300 million guy. And these days, it's not even 3. If you make it there 2.8 times, 2.6 times, you know, you're getting a $300 million contract. So y'all have to realize, like, you're not going to get a hit every time you go up to bat. So you look at Barry Bonds. As many times as they go to bat in a MLB season, this dude didn't have more than 6 consecutive plate appearances without reaching base. That means he was either getting a hit, he was getting walked, he was getting hit with the pitch. They were so afraid of this dude. Like, you just go up there and you just hand Barry Bonds a base, man. Go ahead, man. You got it.
Yo, I don't
better
really
to hand you one than you smack this joint in the McCovey Cove and 3 people score. So,
yo, y'all know the brother. I don't know ish about baseball, but what I do know is between him and my man that I'm not gonna mention because I always mention him. So I'm turning over a new leaf. Yo, Barry Bonds was worth the price of admission. About Manny, Jim. Yo, my man Barry Bonds was worth the price of admission because when they did pitch to him, yo, he hit the ball, yo. And they was everybody that he faced was a BAN because they was like, nah, I straight seen grown men say, no, we're not pitching. Get you catcher, get up. You step four strides that way, and I just throw you the ball a couple times because we can't mess with dudes.
That's one of the changes they recently took out of baseball. So now you can just say intentional walk and you ain't got to go through all that.
My man hit us with a real Yogi Berra. He hit us with a real Yogi Berra jump. When they pitched,
he pretty much did.
He hit the ball.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. He yogied us.
Shout out to Yogi Berra. Rest in power, King. Yes, sir.
But I do remember like that time when Bonds was like really on his ish for those couple of seasons when he was coming out looking like Thor. And we all wondered like whether we all speculated that he was using drugs when it really wasn't speculation because the boy
was wide.
The boy came out looking like Thor. Like, come on, cuz. He's wrong. But I remember
the equipment manager's like, yo, I had to order this dude a hat 5 sizes bigger than last year.
Y'all laughing, but that's a true
human
story.
growth.
Like
human growth hormone is real.
The boy talk about having his head getting big. Pause. Like, listen. But the boy, like every at bat was must see TV, and I remember part of that season, ESPN would like just show his at bats while they were showing other content. It was like other stuff was going like, oh, this was before
the NFL got down with the whole Red Zone channel. They would cut in to Barry Bonds.
Yo, Barry's Red Zone channel was ESPN. Like, come on, cuz like yo,
Barry,
no matter what's going on, it's Sports Center going on. Like, hold up,
Barry straight up said, "Listen, I don't do anything else in baseball other than this right here."
Yo, they be in the middle of a hot ass 30 for 30, and you just miss half the story because Barry Bonds was at bat.
No, but B. Austin, that's one of the illest things about Barry Bonds. Before he became Thor.
I remember he was good at everything.
He was
the Ken Griffey. He was a Ken Griffey type dude.
Yeah, he said before he became Thor.
He was already in the good conversation. Then it decided yo,
chicks only dug the long ball though.
You know, Bo was like, forget being the GOAT. Barry's trying to be the moose.
He was like, I'm a gorilla. He was like, yo, I'm a gorilla. You could be the GOAT. I'm going to be the gorilla. Bo came out the season looking like the gorilla, yo.
Barry like, GOAT's too small, cuz. I'm the rhino out there.
Yo, why did he get that big pause?
Because he was on that bro.
Because it was almost comical. You, for those who know what we talk about, just Google. You can literally go to Google and like Google Barry Bonds before and after. Yo, the ball went from like a scrawny young boy who was one of the best players in baseball to a straight gorilla.
Yo, in the silver bat. My man was David Boston in baseball, but it actually worked for him as opposed to what happened to David Boston.
Yeah.
Hey, Doug Boston ball for a couple of years. He just played for a terrible team with terrible teammates.
He did, but that's ish he did coming back at 270 pounds trying to. Nah, that wasn't cool. That was stupid.
All right, so y'all know the drilly. Y'all can check out our website at any time at warroomsports.com. You know, when you're on our website, take a look around. You know what I'm saying? Like, reward us for some of this hard work and this content that we bring out to the public. Just don't go for 2 minutes and look. Explore some things. As a matter of fact, I want y'all to explore the website so well that you come back and let us know, you know, if some links aren't working, if something need to be removed, if something is old. So that's everybody's homework for this week. Go on the website and check out every single part of the website and everything we do. Listen to some other podcasts. You know, read some blogs. Do your thing. Right now, of course, you can get into the chat room with our people who hold it down weekly, Neil and Skyview. That's the By the Hood chat room. That's at blogtalkradio.com/The War Room. We'll also be taking a few more calls before we get out of here. If you guys want to call in, Digital Extreme Tech Hotline is open 323-410-0012. Just press 1 when prompted. If you already listen from your phone, just press 1 if you want to talk. Jimmy, what happened this week other than coronavirus while everybody was on the grind?
Yeah, how about that? So while you were on the
Were they on the grind?
While you were on the Grizz Naive is brought to you by Sports the Book. You tired of reading the same old sports books? Get Sports the Book. I'll keep it that very brief. The best sports book ever written. Get it at sportsthebook.com or warroomsports.com, but you got to get it no matter where you get it from. But let's jump into what happened this past week while you were on the Grizz Naive. Before I get into the main topic that we're going to discuss for a couple minutes, let's talk about the fact that Gino Smith has been a topic on the show 2 weeks running.
Yo, Gino, you made it.
But Gino Smith has
top of the world.
He has some bars for Rex Ryan. Like, Rex Ryan was on TV, like, giving up bars, too. Who did Rex Ryan poop on? He pooped on Amari Cooper, right?
He pooped on Amari Cooper last week, called him a turd.
What did he call him?
This week?
Yeah, he called him a
turd.
No
he said, I don't know why they paid that turd. I wouldn't have paid that turd. Damn.
But Gino Smith, like, he has some bars for Rex Ryan. So football people are stuck in their house, and all they want to do is cut at each other, too. Right. But Dev, I'm pretty sure you know exactly what Gino said.
Yeah, what did
you think about?
I got the bars here, but I just want to tell y'all, Rex Ryan seems to be turning into like a Charles Barkley type, and I think he's doing it on purpose. He may have come to grips with the fact that he's never going to get a coaching job again, and I guess he probably don't want to take the demotion of going back to being a defensive coordinator or anything like that. So I think he's all in with this TV thing because he's not like he's speaking about people like we would speak about people. Like we don't have skin in the game. We don't have anything to lose. But a lot of these guys who are in the business, former players, former coaches, when they get into the analyst chair, they tend to watch what they say because there's still a job out there for them somewhere. So you can't go cutting on everybody because you don't know, who's going to be on your team if you ever get that interview, if you ever get that shot again. So, like we said last week, he said he wouldn't pay that turd Amari Cooper. This week, he was talking about Bill Belichick, and he was admitting, he was like, yeah, I do think Bill Belichick is the best all time, but, you have to basically, you have to account for the fact that he's had Tom Brady for his whole career. And then somebody mentioned Phillip Rivers. He was like, that's great. Phillip Rivers is a Hall of Fame quarterback, but, I didn't have a Phillip Rivers. He was like, tell Belichick to go out there with a Gino Smith or somebody like that, and let's see how many Super Bowls you win. So Gino Smith took it personally, and you know what we do in 2020 when we take something personally, we run right to Twitter.
Twitter hand.
Gino tweeted. He said, my mama never liked dude. He been a snake, and y'all glorify it. In another tweet hours later, because he was in his feelings, should have gotten fired after year one. Truth is, we won 8 games in 2013 after ESPN had us winning 2, and he got his job back. Somehow I'm caught up in a feud, and I'm the scapegoat. Same guy that drafted me. # the business. So Gino, he caught Gino. He hit him with some Charles Barkley bars, and Gino got into his feelings a little bit. Do y'all think that's a good way for Rex Ryan to go? He comes from a family where you expect this kind of brashness.
Yeah.
So now he's he's putting it out there to the public.
I think he's going extra. I think there's validity and truth in every perspective that you kind of touched on. First of all, I don't believe that he's in line for any more coaching jobs in the NFL other than coordinator.
Neither does he, apparently.
Yeah, other than coordinator jobs. B, I think he trades on his family's last name. I mean, Buddy Ryan is literally the guy that could stand on the sideline with a shot glass of Jack Daniels and coach a football game, and nobody would trip. That's Buddy. It's cool. So that's, he comes from a lineage, because even his brother, who is a little bit more measured, can get out of pocket at times. But Rex, I think, is going extra with it because he realizes, and it's in bad. I don't want to say bad taste. It's Bush League, but it is what it is. It's his shtick, if you will, at this point.
But you know what, B? I kind of think he's being himself now. Mm-hmm. I think he might have been fronting before. To me, this reeks of somebody getting in his ear, whether it was a friend, whether it was the network. Somebody
Just
told Rex Ryan, yo, stop fronting.
Keep it 100.
Because Rex, because remember, when he first came out, Rex was the
that
guy, whenever they mic'd him up, he was always cursing. He was always doing this. He was a quote-unquote player's coach. They seemed to like him, but he always had something negative to say about the other team. He wasn't one of those people that would hold his tongue in press conferences. Remember, he used to always give quote-unquote bulletin board material to other teams. And it seemed like his guys liked him. I envisioned something happen like somebody was like, Rex, like every time I turn on the TV, you're all nice and saying measured things. So I think either a friend or even the network, because the network can get you to be yourself just for ratings. They're like, yo, stop fronting. Be you. Do what you do. That's what I think he's on right now.
I think he's also he's probably getting more comfortable in that seat and realizing like, yo, I don't gotta worry about winning games. I get paid just to talk about this. Like at some point, because I remember John Gruden talking about that. Like he always wanted to coach, and then he got so comfortable. He was like, yo, they pay me to talk about football. But eventually, they made him an offer he couldn't refuse, so he came back.
Yeah. But even Gruden,
took him so.
I don't know if it's his personality, Jim, but he made every quarterback into an All-Pro. Like, there's some quarterbacks where I was just waiting for John Gruden to say, "Yo,
my man could be on. My man could definitely be on only. He could be on OnlyFans, man.
He loves the quarterback position. The quarterback position is almost like it's something else for him. But
the thing.
It's been a long time before I've heard a studio analyst call somebody a turd. Yeah.
But my point
that
is,
sounds like a radio personality.
John Gruden, the point that he was making is, at some point he recognized, like, yo, I'm making millions and millions of money to just talk about a game I love.
Right.
And he just got comfortable to the point where he stopped really even searching for gigs. And I think that might be part of what's going on with Rex. Well, Rex is getting comfortable, like, yo, they're paying me to talk about it. And I think it might be also that Rex realized Rex is like, yo, Rona's here, so we ain't gonna be here anyway, so I'm gonna let my hands go.
Why did he draft dude? Why did he draft him?
I mean, come on, your Philadelphia Eagles fan base wanted dude too before we wanted Mariota.
I mean, you can make
clamoring for Gino Smith.
You can make the argument that Gino Smith was on his way to being Drew Brees, but other things intervene.
I can't. Modi can make that argument. I can't.
I'm just saying.
I still ain't read it. I really have to prepare myself to read that. So I still haven't gotten around to it. But I got you, Modi. I'm gonna read that.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying, man. Is you can make that argument, but at the same time, you're also assuming that Rex was allowed to go shopping for his groceries. To quote Bill Parcells, you're assuming that Rex was allowed to go shopping for his groceries, man. They just told him to make the meal. They put the groceries on the table, dog.
All right, so what else happened, man? I'm trying.
Yeah, man. So
I'm trying to get at this Taco Thursday we got going on. So
pretty much. Also, I just want to say real fast that Rex Ryan also, like, once his foot fetish got out there, he also let the governor off too. Like, once we realized that the bull was a pervert that loved his wife's feet. So anyway, but my man.
I feel you, Rex.
Making love. Let me be quiet.
Whoa.
Let's go to this main topic.
Feet and hands. I feel
this is
you,
a serious topic here, man.
Most times if a chick got ugly hands, she got ugly feet. That's gems. Y'all take that knowledge.
Yo,
I don't know what Sanaa Lathan feet look like.
Yo, she got club toes.
Yeah, club toes.
She got club toes.
You got a club toe.
You got her big toe look. Never mind. Yo, real quick. NFL players are out of control, man. Like, anytime we got a story like this, you already know it's coming from the NFL. Former running back, my man who used to rock the full gold grill when he played for the Titans. He played for the Jets as well. You guys remember Chris Johnson?
Yes, sir. CJ 2K.
CJ 2K, that was his nickname. Well, Chris Johnson has just been accused of hiring gang members to murder some other people. So he's been accused
that bitch Carol Baskin
in a murder for hire shooting. I mean,
wait. No, that he tried to kill that bitch Carol Baskin.
Right,
trying to get Carol Baskin.
She did murder her husband. I don't care what none of y'all say.
But no, just shout out to the Tiger King because he in jail for murder for hire. He tried to send somebody for Carol. I think them charges trumped up. We ain't have enough money to hire nobody. No, but CK, yo, this is serious here. This is a serious accusation. And I read the story earlier. Of course, his lawyer is basically saying that there's no validity to any of these accusations, but I don't even know if I remember this. But do y'all remember Chris Johnson being shot himself in 2015?
Vaguely. Now that I read it.
Or if not shot at, but I believe they said he was shot. I think he got shot in the shoulder. And the guy who was driving the car, his buddy, got shot in the head, and he ultimately died. So the murder for hire was supposed to be payback for this, but that happened in 2015. The dudes who were suspected to have pulled the trigger on that shooting ended up dead in two different incidents. One in 2016 in Orlando, and the other one was in June of 2016. One was January 2016, and the other dude got June 2016, both in Orlando, Florida. So they, like Jimmy said, they were saying this was some murder for hire on some gang retaliation type stuff. I don't know Chris Johnson, but when you're living that life as an NFL player, you got money. And a lot of these dudes like to live that double life. Like, you get money the legitimate way and you want to live illegitimately. Shout out to the former Chicago Bears dude who was like a kingpin. So I don't know. Like, I don't even know what to say in this instance besides, these are very, very serious charges. What do y'all think? It's crazy.
I think that a lot of times, folks that come, players that come from a certain neighborhood or a certain background, if they aren't careful to separate themselves from certain activities, they're still in harm's way, in a sense that their friends never really stop the lifestyle that they have. And family.
But at this point now, you have enough money to live that lifestyle to the fullest. I need to get this. You
feed into it. That's almost exactly my point. When you have money,
if I was a millionaire, I would have carried a couple people.
When you're rich as opposed to wealthy, but your mindset doesn't change, all money does, and this could apply to wealthy people too, but all money does is enable you to do more of what you shouldn't be doing in the first place. So right. I get the feeling that this is a case where, he didn't think this all the way through. He's probably not necessarily from the criminal element of his hood, but he is from the hood, and he's got people around him in his ear, and money is a gateway to him doing things without thinking. I don't know. We don't know his character, but
they always say that, and I'm paraphrasing.
I'm not even ready to say
they be like,
that,
money doesn't change people. Money just brings out what was already in you.
It's already there, yeah.
It enables you.
So but I'm not even ready to say that he's not even from that lifestyle, because there's been rumors that he's always been from that lifestyle.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
but at the
true.
same time, though, what I do know is, and I guess a great example of this would be like with the Tekashi situation. A lot of times when you have another talent or you're able to gain a lot of resources and finances, you get to skip every step. So, you know, they talk about with the young man Tekashi, how because he started making millions of dollars in music, he became like a shot caller in the game, which kind of like, you know, pissed off everybody else in the game.
He never really even got jumped into.
Yeah, he don't have a character. He don't have a character. He isn't sworn to the things they're sworn to.
Forget he skipped every step. Like you skipped every step. So the people who you skip on the
he
way
didn't even
up,
join the game,
a lot of times,
and then became a shot caller.
Yo, a lot of times. So the thing is, when you get bread, you skip steps. So you know, it could be one of those situations. I mean, who knows what the situation is.
Shout out to Aaron Hernandez. Skipped
Aaron Hernandez
up
is like, yo,
and just went straight to the murder
I'm
game.
a boss. Yo, he said I'm a driver and a shooter. Aaron Hernandez is like, yo, I don't need nothing else. Yo, I'm a one-man gang.
I do mine all by my lonesome for the set.
Yo, Aaron Hernandez is like, I'm a boss and I put the work in. Like, I'm not even hiring nobody. Like, you know, so that's a whole different animal. But man, this is crazy, man. Was it CJ2K, whatever he called himself, man? You in trouble now because once you start to hire people, guess what happens? They probably got pulled over for a parking ticket.
Right,
like, yo,
and you know TMZ naming names. TMZ said in exchange for killing the suspected shooters, Johnson paid the alleged gang leader, Dominic Bolden, by giving him, quote-unquote, funds and an individual who could help him form a drug trafficking organization. So,
so he was hiring him and putting plays together, too.
Right. Right. He was designing plays, scoring touchdowns. There was a lot going on.
Dominic probably got pulled over for speeding and was like, yo, I got something better for you.
He did it. Yo, because, you know, now with this generation, snitching is almost like it's cool. Like, that's the thing to do. Even if it's on yourself. Shout out to never mind.
Yeah.
But yo, I got nothing to say, man. Y'all, man, you out of pocket, man. So those are the stories that happened this past week.
Live and direct.
Yeah, because we definitely about to be out of here. We just got one more thing to cover. This date in sports history, and that's brought to you by Digital Extreme Technologies. If you guys or your business need a custom website, well, for dynamic, professional, and most of all, affordable custom website solutions, you need Digital Extreme Technologies. No need to break the bank for an effective online presence, top quality, results-driven websites at incredibly affordable prices. And yes, financing options are available, so visit digitalextremetech.com or call 267-205-4203. And for discounted rates, be sure to tell them that War Room Sports sent you. Now, if you finish listening to this program and you forgot that number or you forgot where you need to go, just get in contact with us however you get in contact with us, and we'll get you squared away and get you in touch with who you need to get in touch with to get that discounted website. If you own a business, I mean, this is the time to work on your business. If you got the funds, you got a lot of time sitting at home, get you a nice website together. And I'm not talking about, you know, take your time and put together a Wix site or a WordPress site or fix up your Facebook page and call it a website. Call Digital Extreme Technology. This is a great time to do that. So, on this date in history, April 9th, 1978, in what we're now coining as Hot Grease Night, in separate NBA games, David Thompson scores 73 points and George Gervin scores 63 points with 33 in one quarter. They just lit the NBA on fire that night. It was nothing special. It was not a playoff game or anything like that, but you rarely see two players go for 50, you know, in the same night. It always seems that when somebody goes for 50, 60 or something like that, they pretty much own the night in the NBA. This night,
that was in 1978.
1978. Two of the best players in the league was just throwing hot grease on people all night.
Burning them up.
As an NBA historian, I could say with about 82% confidence that they both was on that white ball, which is probably what helped them all.
Yo!
If you remember 1978 in NBA history, like, it was so many people on that white girl that the league almost. If people don't believe me, you can Google this. The league almost folded because catches on that white girl.
Yeah, and David Thompson definitely.
They was confirmed. It's confirmed he was on it.
They was on their LT joint. They was real hyped up that night. Like, they probably partied the night before together. They had some of that, that Peruvian. They was like, look, we about to. I'm about to say,
I would have said they probably was friends and probably was texting each other before the game, but we weren't texting back in 1978.
No.
But
it was
if you want to do it, if you want to come to these times that we're in now, this is like the equivalent of Kevin Durant and James Harden texting each other like, "Yo, I'm about to go out here and smack these dudes tonight." Laying a bet down on who can get the most points.
They
went out and just threw hot grease.
Hey, Dad, what do you think? What do you think young Chase would say if you told him to use a rotary phone?
He probably, first of all, he would ask me what the hell it is.
He probably say, "Yo, what is that, yo?
Why is that spinning? like, what's going on?" Yo, do y'all remember back in our rotary phone days? Not only did we have the rotary phone, and it took you at least 2 minutes to dial a number. Luckily, we didn't have to dial the area code like we do now. But do y'all remember how your phone number used to give it out? The first three used to give them out as like letters and like one number. It'd be like CL6, 4545.
Yeah. Like all the city joints was MU6.
Right. Like what the hell was that? Like, yo.
Hold on though. Speaking of
no, I remember that. My joint was like CL6, so it was like 236-2978. Y'all call that? That still might be up and running. That was my number in high school. By the way, I think my aunt still got that line. I think she used it as a fax machine.
Our show done turned into Throwback Thursday, but real quick though, life used to be so trash. Remember you had a TV, we had UHF and VHF.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. And remember the little adapter you had to put on when you had a video game? You had to switch to the adapter.
You had to switch to John on the adapter.
Yeah. And this is all stuff. Matter of fact, y'all, at some point, we're going to have this conversation on Safe Space. We just been waiting for the right time. We were trying to get a few episodes in before we had our big tech talk and compared our childhood technology to our adulthood technology. But then everything started happening. Like, it's hard now not to talk about dying.
You know what was dope about what was dope back then when we had rotary phones and UHF and VHF.
What's
what was
that?
real dope about that time though? We used to be able to go outside.
What?
Exactly. We could go outside. Now we on punishment. Grounded. Man. But hey, I'm about to have some steak tacos on my punishment, man. So let's get the hell out of here, Jim. You got it. Word. I know everybody out there like, really? Y'all gonna talk about rotary phones and then bounce? F y'all.
Pretty much. Yo, shout out to everybody for joining us for this short briefing in the war room. But what you want to do, sports. You know what I'm saying? We could do a 64 grid of porn stars next week if B. Austin is down. But anyway, shout out to everybody in the chat room, Facebook, Twitter. Shout out to Shaq, man. He got a reality show airing tonight on TNT at 9 o'clock. All I want to know is part of his reality show, they going to show him at his Papa John's meetings or no? Anyway. They're going to show the meeting and Shaq ain't going to never walk in. Tune in next week live here on demand. We're going to catch you up on everything in the world of sports, if that, still such a thing. So we got the horse competition on Sunday. Next week. MJ and them on the 19th. We'll see you right back here. Catch everything we do, our social media, our content. Everything can be found at the hub of warroomsports.com. Also, get my book, Sports the Book, at sportsthebook.com or warroomsports.com. But until next time, everybody, don't accept mediocrity. Be steadfast in the war against ignorance, and we'll see you chumps on top.
6 to 8. Yeah. War Room Sports. Y'all ready? Let's go. Stay in tune to Jimmy. Know the blueprint. Every Thursday, 6 to 8, they do this. Shout out to Dev, PJ, B. Austin, Bay on replay. WarRoomSports.com. Get that mobile app. It's knocked out. 323-140012. They be going and you sensitive, then oh well. Yeah. physical podcast, let's talk sports. Showtime like magic and the block push. Listen live, push one to join in. Rip your team or listen for your enjoyment. Hip hop scholars, pit stop and knowledge. Should be in sports credits, I ain't talking college. 5 guys, no beef though. Corporate secret, but the streets know. Belafonte, I got a G flow. KC, royalty, I'm in beast mode. 2 hours, get your game up. Who's the best in sportscast? You better name us. War Room Sports. Yeah, you know, Jimmy, Dez, PJ, Shot Bang, Lee Austin. I'm Jock. Up and coming on the beat.
War Room Sports, www.warroomsports.com. What? Ain't no more to it.